special shout out to executive producer Kate Zimmerman for sponsoring this reaction. We so appreciate your support, and special thanks again for sponsoring this reaction.
I'll never forget the first time I saw someone perform sleight of hand. I'd like to say it was love at first sight, but I fell in love with all the things I couldn't see, and I had to learn. So I started with the very basics. How do you hold a deck of cards properly? And then I read it would take 8 years to learn how to hold a deck of cards properly.
Oh, shit.
8 years.
I've been doing it wrong, then.
Which grip are you going to learn to hold them in? You're going to learn the mechanics grip, full grip, straddle grip, box grip, dealer grip. I couldn't decide, so
That's crazy.
I just learned them all.
I just learned them all.
Taught myself how to shuffle, and you take one, and another, and another. Eventually I could speed up, start throwing as many as I like. I learned the variations on these things, taught myself the cuts. I learned how to do them one-handed. I taught myself how to riffle shuffle using my leg.
You do that.
I can do that.
See?
Eventually I didn't need my leg. But I was doing a bridge.
I can do that too.
Mm-hmm. That was my key right there.
I wanted people to know I had been practicing. You gotta put it to good use, so you start finding cards. Do you remember your cards, sir? 10 of spades? You're welcome. Okay, and then what about you, mister? Do you remember your card? The 6 of hearts, all right. From the 10 to the 6, and you there in the 3rd row. Do you remember your card? You didn't have a card. That's all right, we can do that. Look, I wanted credit for all this stuff, though. So you start throwing in the flourishes, learn how to spring the cards. That'll get them every time. That way they know you're professional.
Oh, they know you're professional.
That way they know you're working. But you start to question that, and you think, well, maybe they'd like a waterfall more. I mean, that's a bit more nuanced. It's a little more elegant. Same thing with a fan. You learn a thumb fan, and you think, you know what? Maybe they'd like a pressure fan more. I mean, that's got something, a little extra to it.
He's just so like...
I know, 2 fans. After you learn this, it's mandatory you get that headshot.
It's mandatory you get the headshot.
Loved it. I loved it so much, and I shared it with other people.
Woo!
And then
This
it
is
was
so
like,
effortlessly.
it was like the more I shared it with others, the more disillusioned I became, and I didn't understand that. Now looking back, I can see that other people just couldn't appreciate what I appreciated about it. Mm-hmm. It's not their fault. It's not my fault either. It's nobody's fault. The other people literally couldn't see what I saw. But then I met someone who could.
Hey, Wolf.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Derek.
So?
And so is it cool if I record this conversation?
Yeah.
Okay, so the last time I saw you, you told me about the first time you saw him.
Yeah.
Can you tell me that story again?
So, that got me into this game. It's a game my older brother used to play in, and I'm sitting in this game next to this guy, and we're playing. And at the time, I hadn't been in too many card games. At that time, I was mostly fucking around with dice. But, I'm in this game, and I'm next to this guy. And I ain't never met this guy before, but at that time, I ain't never met a lot of people, so...
But at that time, I ain't met a lot of people.
And he leans in the bed. Now, he comes back, but real sloppy. So, he leans forward to bed, and I see what he's holding. He just being lazy. And I think to myself, I got this motherfucker beat. Only problem now was keeping him in the hand. I didn't want to scare him off, know what I'm saying? So, I raised, and he raised, And that shit went back and forth.
Oh, that shit went back
And I'm doing my best not to laugh at them because I know this motherfucker ain't got shit. I'm playing it cool. And I go all in. He calls. And we roll over our hands.
2 aces, 2 queens, 2
And
kings.
he had me beat.
What the fuck?
Now I'm thinking, am I hallucinating? Because I don't know what I saw. But then when it ain't there.
You keep the king right on the top every
They're
time.
always just going
The
to be
whole
sitting there
time.
waiting for their next card.
Imagine if it was flipped over. Yeah,
But
he
you
can
have
still
to believe
deal.
me when I tell you they cannot see that you're a wolf.
They cannot see that you're a wolf. Oh, that's gangster.
Yeah.
Didn't take long for me to realize on most nights one card was not going to be enough. On most nights you needed to find at least 2. And on those bad nights, 3. And on those really bad nights, all 4.
He just like pulled out all the kings. Like I ain't want
I remember him
nothing.
telling me, look kid, when you beat these guys, they're going to get pissed.
Yeah.
You learn to accept it now that they're going to get upset. It'll be a lot easier for you when you're actually sitting with them. And then you hear these guys start to whine about losing. When you hear them start to bitch and moan, or when they start yelling, or making threats. So you got to understand, kids, some of these guys,
Yeah. See how
some
Yeah.
of these guys
dealt
might have
himself
their
Yeah.
awful.
cheating,
Yeah.
cheating. And if that ever happens, you got to take a moment and remind yourself of the truth. They just lost all their money. So they're furious, and you're one of the only people in the world that they can take that out on. They don't know that you're a wolf. After their shuffles, they always insist that you pass the deck so someone else can give it a cut.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they thought this sort of procedure would keep the wolves at bay. I don't know. I
don't
remember
know.
being told, look, you gotta let them have those types
Gotta
of
let him do it.
illusions,
I'm a wolf,
buddy.
man.
You always want them to have their illusions.
Yeah. Okay.
4
You
kings.
flip that. Go ahead. That's your daddy, baby.
From the middle.
That is like my dad.
Yeah, your daddy motherfucker's wolf out here in the streets. And talk to you at the same
Yeah.
time. Why are you getting you?
It's fucking sarcastic douchiness.
Didn't seem to matter how well I did, though. How hard I tried. How proud I tried to make him. Whatever I had, he always insisted I give him a better hand.
Oh my gosh.
That at the end of the day is the problem I found with hustlers. These guys, they really only care about one thing, you know, money. And the sad truth is, you can make as much money on any given night with one move. One great move can win you the same amount of money as every move combined. So a lot of these guys, they only bother practicing one thing. And some of them become the best in the world at one thing. I spent most of my youth tracking those few men down, asking them to teach me what they've learned. And I learned a lot of great lessons from them, but the best came when I was 17 years old. I got on a Greyhound bus, I went to Denver, Colorado, looking for the man when it came to one thing. Found him at a pool hall, introduced myself. After some convincing of why someone like me would be looking for someone like him, he took me into a room in the back where there was a card table, and he set a deck in front of me. He said, "All right, kid, let's see what you got." This was like the old gunslinger testing the kid, you know, see how fast he is. I didn't hesitate. I took the cards, I started shuffling, and I'm sitting there looking down at my hands thinking, oh wow, this looks good. I've been practicing. And I finish my shuffles, and I look up from my hands to see he's now holding a gun. And he says, "Just hope they get you in the heart, kid." And what he was doing was teaching me a valuable lesson, which is if I were ever to attempt these sort of things at a card table with strangers for money, I better make damn sure that I'm not sitting there with them just staring at my own hands and admiring my own work. So he taught me how to practice. I've practiced everything this way since, and I will share with you as I try to run up a decent hand for his favorite game. Bridge. Now, the idea here in theory is pretty straightforward. Specific cards get shuffled into specific positions, hopefully. In this case, we're looking for as many of the spades as we can find so that in a moment when I'm dealing, the deals can be fair because right now it's the shuffles that are crooked.
I don't know how to play bridge though.
Me either. But he tried to tell us he's trying to get a bunch of spades.
Alright, let's see how we do. Now spade. King again. Spade. Spade. Now we'll just see how many we miss.
You already know.
How does he know that? How did he do that?
See all the spades, so the deal will be fair.
But how did he know every 3 cards would have an effing spade? That's not possible.
I love the smoky room. Cut. Them niggas is hard.
Yeah, okay, good. No, I finished this before. I've had people say, that's awesome, but they're not in order.
The fuck?
Which, you know, I would have done for you folks, but I had a fucking tie on my face. So,
I have a tie. Can't see.
for any perfectionists that might be here, I've still got a whole lot of wolf in me.
Oh my god, they're all in order.
I still got a whole lot of wolf.
Oh my god.
Oh, they got the music in
Babe,
the back.
you got them
and
all
put
in
them all
order.
order.
Babe!
Okay, asshole. I had a tie on. Wow. This nigga off the
You
chain.
stare out towards that horizon, and it is very difficult to decipher anything that's standing between you and the sun. But if you are willing to turn your back on the sun, everything else is illuminated.
That wolf shit is hard.
What is that? A brick in the window? What is that?
Yeah, it look like a brick through a window.
That is very horrible.
Now I know this motherfucker's stupid. I seen both his cards. He got two twos. I put all in on this one.
Every secret has a unique weight to it. I learned this at an early age. My mother, she had me when she was only 17 years old. And my father, he was a little bit older than she was, but he decided to split town right when he found out she was pregnant.
Get some milk.
But my mother,
Cigarettes.
she managed to work I don't know how many jobs and go to school, and she still somehow found the time to tuck me in at night. I mean, she found the time to read me bedtime stories. And I honestly don't know how she did it by herself for so long. But when I was 6 years old, that all changed. I don't remember if I was already asleep or about to fall asleep, but I do vividly remember being thirsty. So I remember grabbing my little cup off my nightstand, leaving my room, going down the hall past the living room to discover, oh hey, the TV's still on. And there on the couch was my mother kissing another woman. And this for me is confusing. My mother, she sits me down, she introduces me to a very nice lady and proceeds to gently explain the nuances of love between two human beings. I cried myself to sleep that night. And not because she told me she's gay, but because that's the night I knew I would never have a father. She was happy. I was happy. And for the first time in our lives, we were enjoying the comforts of a nuclear family.
I feel like all of his
I remember
emotions,
Lindsay.
right, man? Like,
Both from
he's being
school.
so
Yeah.
I
raw.
remember summoning up every ounce of courage I had in me to ask her whatever dance it was, and she telling me she couldn't because she heard from one of her friends that my mother is gay. How did they know? I mean, how did everyone find out? I had been so careful.
This is good. This is good.
After that, my secrets were replaced with "go fuck yourselves," and I like to think that this honest new disposition came from a place of maturity, but it was exhaustion, because every secret has a weight to it, and you can only carry them for so long.
That was cool.
This is just a break. This is just a break. But it's going to be very difficult for any of you to see it that way anymore. This brick was painted gold, and it was placed on this stage, and I just told that story.
Do you see what he did there, though? The same way the story about his mom made everybody look at him differently, even though it has nothing to do with him. But now people can't be his friends. People won't go up to the prom with him. In the same way, you look at this break, all you're thinking about is the story he just told about it being thrown through their window.
Because his mom.
But the brick isn't bad. The person who threw the brick is bad.
Mhm.
Or whatever, you know?
Someone here is a tourist. Tourist, wherever you are, please raise your hand.
Tourist.
Hey, tourist, could you please name an avenue in this city that we'd all recognize if we heard it? Avenue A? That might work. Someone here is an idiot. Idiot, wherever you are, please raise your hand.
Raise your hand, idiot. Where's the idiot? Might not know might not know.
That's about right.
He's embarrassed now. He's like, I didn't know you were
someone
making
here
me
is a
like.
film buff, wherever you are, please raise your hand. Hey, film buff. Could you please name a street that intersects with Avenue A that we'd be familiar with if we heard it? 3rd Street. 3rd Street? 3rd Street and Avenue A. Thank you both.
What is he doing?
We all start so pure. There's no information that's tainted our experience of what it means to be human, and what we know about this world is just pure. It's what actually is. And then slowly but surely, opinions are thrust upon us, and knowledge is put in our head, and we're given ideas, and we start to make associations between what's good and bad, and what a good person is, and what a bad person is, and it's all that knowledge that conceals what a thing is.
That brick is now on the corner of Avenue A and 3rd Street. And it's sitting there right there on the corner. And people are walking right by it. People are driving right past it. And if you go there, just look, just observe, and you're going to notice not a single person stops to look at that brick. Not a single person takes a moment out of...
Oh my gosh, I'm tearing up. I don't even know what's happening. How did you do this? Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Just hold it. Hold it right there.
Get a moment for yourself. Are you comfortable sharing this? Pick it up.
I don't understand.
I know. Please stay.
Please stay. Please stand.
I can't do it.
To the Harry Gary gorilla, despite being away from home for 10 years, I want you to know you're still a big part of my life and very big inspiration.
You are everything to me. You are amazing to be around because you are smart, funny, and beautiful inside and out.
I'm not sure that I've ever completely conveyed to you how proud I am of you, more than anyone I've ever met. You have a strong moral core and the courage of your convictions. Whether you are standing up for the little guy against the big football players, like you did in college, or starting your venture to teach adolescents how to live an ethical Jewish life.
I am truly lucky to have found a
How did
friend
he
as
do
awesome
this?
as you.
The
So
cards
waiting
are picked
life
at
really
random.
is really hard to do so.
I want to tell you how much I admire your independence and your strength, especially to get through the tough times in life. I love our common love of dachshunds and Chardonnay.
Just in case you haven't noticed, your mom is proud of you. And then she signed at 63, just family shorthand for I love you.
I look forward to many more happy years of friendship and worldwide travels together. Love, Ducky. P.S. There's nothing like El Baño at the 717.
El Baño?
That's the bathroom we used to get high in. You once said to me, Dad, what color is God's skin? Your mother and I said to you, it's black, brown, it's yellow, it is red, it is white. Every man's the same in the good Lord's sight. To your mother and me, you have always embodied this message to the world. Love, Dad. And he's dying of Parkinson's.
What the fuck?
And is in the last stages, and every time I see him, I say goodbye to him because I don't know if I'm gonna see him again.
Oh, he's dying of. That's heartbreaking.
I don't know if y'all saw the moment. I no longer see a reflection on this stage. You see someone's daughter. I no longer see a free thinker on this stage. You see somebody's son. I no longer see an organizer on this stage. You see somebody's friend. I no longer see a fighter on this stage. You see somebody's father. I don't know when you plan on seeing your dad or talking to him, but in the meantime, I mean this. Take a moment, get a piece of paper, write him back. Write her back. Write her back. Write him back. It always means a lot more. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Damn.
That was. I don't understand how you did it.
I don't know what's going on, but that was powerful. You can pull random letters from up there.
Mr. Tomorrow? Mr. Tomorrow? Hi, Mr. Tomorrow.
You gotta leave.
Pack your shit, it's time to
Yeah, you gotta go.
You'll be back tomorrow, Mr. Tomorrow. Well, I guess I gotta go early. Maybe I'll be back in the hotel. Just let me know when we come.
Thank you very much for doing this. We're going to throw you out right now. I don't want you to feel like you're being excluded from this. It's easy to feel that way in this particular moment, but I assure you it is quite the contrary, because in a few moments, all of this is going to end for all of them. And whether they all know it or not, when this ends, they will have decided what it is. And they will have decided what I am. But not you. But not you. But not you. But not you. For you, this is going to remain a mystery a little bit longer. And the story is going to continue now because you're going to take it with you. And that means it could be whatever you want it to be. I'd like you to write down what you saw here up until this moment, just as you saw, like a recap for us. And then more importantly, I want you to imagine how this story ends. It could be anything you want. Give us an ending. I will have you read that imaginary ending to the nice people that come tomorrow. And then someday, if someone were to read all of this, it's going to tell them an honest story of everything that has ever happened here, even though it's composed entirely of information that is both real and imagined. I'm grateful you're a part of it. I'll see you tomorrow.
That's so cool.
I guess I gotta go home, huh?
You're gonna regret it. The one that got away.
Oh my god, the one that got away.
Explore.
Why would you pick on the one that got away?
The Good Samaritan.
Oh, that's the guy who made the clothes.
And the vegan. An alchemist. An independent.
Yeah, some
Amazing.
How
celebrities
does
do
he
that.
have all these memorized?
And a good time.
And a good time.
If I'm right so far, you may be seated.
Oh, you drew the elephant.
A midnight toker.
Oh, what? Some smoke?
An introvert. Sorry to make you stand.
Sorry, make you stand. Sorry to make you stand.
You're like me. An accident.
Oh wow.
An exit?
An accident.
Oh, an accident.
A traveler.
You're like me.
A mystic. A leader.
Bill Gates. God damn, all these niggas have met.
A skeptic.
A skeptic.
A skeptic.
An
Wow.
anthropologist. A nurse.
Watch
A
that guy.
makeup artist. A single mother.
Oh jeez, and you don't think about
Yeah,
this.
come on, baby, come on.
An adventurer.
Why did he whisper it to her?
A real mensch.
A real
A
what?
breath of fresh air.
A breath of fresh air.
Welcome, our immigrant. My brother. An accountant.
Is that David
I
Blaine?
think it is.
That's David
A
Blaine.
grandpa. A New Yorker. A masochist. An Adonis. An exhibitionist. A unicorn. A real catch. Hello.
Oh my god! It's his mom! Ah, I'm destroyed!
An entomologist. My teacher. A shaman. A multitude. Everything. Howdy, Pilgrim. Your Highness. My advocate.
Princess.
Queen.
One of a kind. A lone wolf. A searcher. An oracle. An experimenter. Life of the party. My good luck charm. My confidant. A connector. A fixer. A dreamer. A dog lover. A believer. Possibility. An interpreter. An organizer. And you, miss, you are a storyteller. Please sit down. And I am the Rulatista. Because
That's how he saw me. And then that's how I started to see myself. And now I come here day after day after day, and I stand in a dark room full of a bunch of strangers, letting them decide the value of my life while I load up 6 chambers and attempt to defy some odds. So yeah. I am the Rulatista. But I also know that I'm a son. And I know that even though I am a son, I know I'm also an orphan. And I know that I am a sailor, even though I've never left the shores. And honestly, I don't expect anyone to be able to decipher whether I'm a dog or a wolf, because I understand for most people it's inconceivable that I'm both, but I don't need anyone to see all the things that make me what I am to know I'm more than just an elephant. I'm more than just one thing, because I'm not just defined by what you see. I'm also defined by all the things you will never see. We all are. And I see that now.
They were, what the fuck, babe?
None of those are holes in the walls.
I mean, that can't.
Wow. On the corner, that's that brick gonna be over there? Yeah. Alright, that was the conclusion of In and of Itself. I've never heard of that. I guess we call it a stage play? Would it be a performance? I just call it a stage performance. And yeah, I haven't even heard of the guy either that did it, but I know of him now. And that was very moving, touching, emotional, and great to just watch and behold. I love the stories. I really love the wolf. I love the car. I love all of it, man. I just couldn't believe what I was watching on screen, and then he hit me at the end with that. And another fascinating thing is the book that he has. I don't know what he's gonna do with that book at the end, but that would be a fascinating thing, and probably something to sell too, that everybody can read. It'd be a pretty long book, but damn, this was highly enjoyed by me. I mean, what am I doing crying on a performance? Not a movie. I mean, the guy did really good. I mean, I believed every single word that he did, and I know he wrote it, so I think that's all from the heart. I 100% that this is all true for him, and these are the skills that he's learned, and he's just up there doing him all day long. And it was a beautiful full circle to come back around to what he's been talking about the whole time, and I just really love the experience, and I'm gonna recommend this to as many people as I can, as you did to us, and I really appreciate it. Great pick, really great pick. Probably one of my best ones as of right now of 2021 of watching something and enjoying it that much. I'm done.
Yes, special shout out again to executive producer Kate for recommending and sponsoring this reaction.
Yeah.
I agree with everything that you said. It was an entire experience.
It was.
And I'm so glad we didn't have any context going into it. So that it was full on an experience. There was no expectations. You didn't know what we were doing.
Nah.
Even seeing it being a stage performance, I was like, oh, this is what we're doing?
Yeah.
So like all of that was fantastic. The storytelling was genius. Even like everything about the performance, from the music, from the sound effects to the lighting
to just all of the elements he was able to include, both magic and both storytelling, were just so well executed and had you so engrossed. We didn't move the entire time. We didn't pause it. No. We didn't take any breaks. We went through because we were so captivated by his storytelling. And just kudos to the guy. I don't know his name, but like, to be that raw, to be that transparent, and to be that authentic on stage in front of strangers day in and day out for 552 days is just inspiring.
That's
like
crazy.
I could just cry just thinking about that, and the story behind seeing people for who they are, and all people matter, and all of that theme throughout the entire performance just moved me to my core. That last segment, as far as him, I can't even talk about it. Like, woo! That was so emotionally.
What did he say to that one lady?
The whisper? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what that was, but...
and I think even that one guy where he's like, keep doing a good job, I'm sure it was something like, he's recovering alcoholic or something.
Yeah.
So not to put him on blast, but just to like, I see you too.
It's crazy, man.
It was brilliant.
And I bet if you was there in person, you'd be a bucket of tears.
That lady who was like hyperventilating, that's 100% what I would have been.
Like, bucket of tears. If you
man, I am so happy that you recommended this, Kate, again.
Yeah.
I can't wait to your point, to tell everybody to watch it as well. This is such a feel-good... Especially in like all the stuff that's happened over the last year, man. This just like gives you faith in humanity, man. Like
that's probably another thing on
that.
Man, I mean, our community is you guys are putting us on to some hot stuff that's out there, man. And we probably would have never ever came across this and seen it. I'm glad we did though. This was a really good time. I'm going to recommend this to anybody I talk to.
Yeah, so great choice again, Kate. Thank you so much for sponsoring this movie reaction. And I'm out.
All right, well, look, thank you guys again for watching another EP-sponsored movie reaction for the month of February. This one is In and of Itself. Sorry. And until next time, people, peace.